Hey everyone, excited to be back for this week's edition of Frequently Asked Questions for Commercial Real Estate. So it is the first Monday of 2022, so I thought it'd be an awesome opportunity for us to be able to discuss ways to create solid goals and then track your progress over time in 2022 so that your year of 2022 is your best year yet. And I actually am going to be following this exact same process in my own life, so I'm excited to be able to share this with my audience, and hopefully we can hold each other accountable over the course of the year in order to make sure that we hit our goals. So before we dive into this video, I'd really appreciate if you could like and subscribe to this channel. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm and ensures more and more people can hear this message and learn about the many facets of commercial real estate. So now that you've done that, go ahead and like and subscribe below. Let's go ahead and dive right into this episode. All right, so you're interested in setting goals for 2022. Again, I'm no perfect person. You know, I've set goals for 2021 that I knocked out of the park and some that I didn't. But over the course of this video, what I would really want to do is share the framework with which I use in order to make sure that I'm able to track my goals, set effective goals, and then keep on track over the course of the year. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do in this video. So the first thing you need to do as far as defining your goals is to determine what your KPIs are. What your KPIs are key performance indicators. These are the most important metrics within your business that you should track that eventually lead to revenue and money to the bottom line. So in the case of being a broker, for example, that could mean calls made. That could mean meetings scheduled. If you're looking to build your personal brand, it could mean, videos created on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram, etc. It could mean events held. So if you're running meetups, that could be just, you run meetup once a month or bi-weekly, etc. So those are some key performance indicators that I track. So in the case of calls made, it could mean, you make 10 to 20 calls a day, or you make 10 to 20 contacts a day. So that would mean that, if you go to a networking event and you meet 5 people that could potentially be your client, those can count as contacts. So those are the type of things that you need to be able to track if you're on the brokerage side. If you're on the banking side, it's probably something similar. You want to be able to go and interact with your potential clients, whether you go to a chamber event and meet people or make calls to different business owners to see if they need any financing needs, etc. So four key performance indicators that you can track if you are in fact in the brokerage business or some sort of sales role is calls or contacts made, meetings scheduled, and then I would always encourage people to track brand building efforts, which include creating video content, maybe posts on LinkedIn, so post on a daily basis, or provide comments, etc. And so really sit down today or over the course of this week and really clearly think about what are your key performance indicators over the course of the last year for you, and then those are the metrics that you need to be able to track over the course of the year. So that's number one. Number two is once you define those key performance indicators that will result in you being able to bring revenue to the bottom line, you need to be able to execute daily tasks. So what I do typically is I have a whiteboard that I have right over here, and at the end of each day, I write down my top 10 things I need to get done that are going to move me towards reaching my goals for 2022 or 2021 or really any year that I'm in. So this involves writing each one down. So I put the most important task at top, and then I slowly work my way down. And then, as Brian Tracy says, he's a very famous author that talks about productivity and performance, eat that frog. So typically what that means is that you do your most hated task at the beginning of the day, so you just get it out of the way, so then the rest of the day is downhill. And so that's typically how I order my tasks for the day. And what I usually do is when I go through the day and I work on executing each and every task, there are some days where I'm able to knock them all out of the park, which is great. But a lot of times I have, 1 or 2 stragglers that happen just because, the day gets ahead of you. There's other things you have to deal with throughout the day that require your immediate attention. And so the tasks that I don't get to complete by the end of the day, when I'm reorganizing my tasks for the next day at the end of the day, I will move those tasks to the top of the list and then write down other tasks that I need to get done the following day below them. So those are just a technique you can use. Maybe you have an Excel sheet to be able to track your daily tasks. It doesn't matter, but I would highly encourage you to write these down because it really helps to make sure that you're able to reference them throughout the day and encourage and see that you're still on track to be able to hit your goals. All right. And then number 3, so as you get in the minutia of completing tasks throughout the day, it can be kind of hard to, get above the trees and see if you're still on track to be able to hit your overall goals. And that's where tracking comes into play. So typically what I do is I have weekly, quarterly, and then yearly reviews to determine how I fared as far as, moving towards my goals were. I have an accountability partner. It's a good buddy of mine who we talk on a weekly basis to talk about the things that we need to do within our development company, Fidelity Development Company. We talk about, what are our weekly tasks for this week, and then at the end of each week, we discuss what we completed and why we weren't able to complete certain things, if we weren't able to complete certain things, etc. Along with that, I also have a mastermind group that I'm a part of. On a monthly basis, we show up and we, hold each other accountable to be able to hit our goals. And then from there, we set action items that need to be completed before the next meeting. And then at the next meeting, we have to share the fact that we did complete the action items, or if we didn't complete the action items, we have to explain why, and then people will hold you accountable. So you definitely don't want to show up to the mastermind meeting without having those tasks complete. So really, you need some external force to be able to keep you accountable, because although you may be very disciplined and you can execute tasks, and I deem myself that type of individual, sometimes having that little bit of extra motivation helps to make sure that you in fact get things done on a regular basis. So I would highly encourage you to get either an accountability partner, and also consider doing being part of a mastermind, whether you form it yourself or you join a paid one, nationally. And along with that, what I also highly encourage, and something that I've talked about many times in different videos that I've created, is consider hiring a coach. I actually had a coach for, 5 years, and different types of coaches, right? I've worked with a coach for 1.5 years, then I worked with another coach for 2 years, and I had another coach, etc. And each coach had their own specialty with which they focused on. And so one coach helped me, execute and write my first book. Another coach helped me to transition away from what I was doing before into what I'm doing now, and then also held me accountable to write to my daily word counts and getting speaking engagements, etc. And then I also had another coach with Tyler Chester and Trevor McGregor, who helped me kind of formulate the idea for doing the development company, and then held me accountable from a mindset perspective to be able to step into that role. And so I would highly encourage you to consider hiring a coach to be able to help you reach the goals that you want to achieve. It really makes a huge difference. It's changed my life completely. And I've had, like I said, I've been involved with coaching for the last 5 or 6 years, and I cannot speak more highly of it. So those are the 3 things that I would encourage you to do as far as setting your goals and then tracking your progress over time. I hope you gained some value from this video. If you did, please leave a review. Please leave a comment below. Like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm and ensures more and more people can hear this message. If you're in the market in the Louisville metro area or surrounding areas, feel free to give me a call. My number is 502-536-7315. I can help you find commercial property, whether you're looking to lease, buy, or sell commercial property. And you can also email me at raphael@crisantigroup.com if that's a little bit more easy for you too as well. So thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you all next time.